Alright, I've been wanting to talk about my experience with shame and guilt and self blame for a while now because I know that these are common feelings among those who have lost someone to suicide. Um, I'm sure that it manifests differently for everyone depending on the situation, so as always, this is just my own experience. First of all, um, since my early teen years, I've been dealing with some health struggles that have gotten more and more difficult over time, and these struggles created some distance between my dad and and I always felt bad about that, and now that he's gone, I feel even worse about it, and I feel like I deserve to feel guilty as kind of a punishment for the way our relationship was because it wasn't optimal, and I feel like I should have done something about that sooner and I should have done more. I just thought that I had so much more time with him, and I knew that once things got better with my health, there would be more of an opportunity for things to improve between the two of us, but now I don't have that chance. And I think it's important, though, for us all to remember that we are human, and as the officiant at my dad's funeral said, we are not all knowing, all seeing, all wise, ever present, and we're not expected to be, we're not created to be. What I understand is that what it came down to for my dad is that he lacked the inner sturdiness, I guess you could say, that we all need in order to cope. And I'm not saying that it was his fault for lacking that, and I'm not saying that he was weak, because he wasn't. But after struggling for such a long time with his own issues, I think that he was worn out in a lot of ways. And my point is that regardless of what external circumstances were occurring around him, it was ultimately what was occurring within him, his inner state, that was the root. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just kind of how I see it in my situation. Something else that I wonder is if I wasn't struggling so much with my health, and if I was fully functioning and I was everything that a parent wants their child to be, would that have changed things for my dad? Would he have felt more hopeful and more motivated to work through his own struggles? I feel like I wasn't much of a reason for him to stay here. But then I also think that we all have things about us, whether it's physical issues or mental health struggles or inherent parts of who we are, things that are out of our control, that sadden or worry the people who love and care about us. And that's not our fault, that's just, we all have things that we struggle with. But we also all have things that bring joy to the people who love and care about us. And I know for sure that I brought positivity into my dad's life, and I know he was proud of me and that he loved me. So my point is that sometimes, at least for me personally, I can get really stuck thinking about all the things that I did wrong, and I forget about the positive contributions and all of the good memories. So instead of focusing on all the things that I feel bad about, I'm trying to work on looking at the whole picture and the things that I feel glad about contributing to my dad's life. Another thing that I wanted to mention, I don't know if you have also experienced this feeling, but when someone learns that my dad took his life, I get worried about their reaction towards me because I worry that they're going to think, like, oh, that family must not have done enough for him, even though that's not true, and that's also totally mind reading on my part. I know that, but I just worry about where people are going to cast the blame, and obviously none of those people know what was really going on with my dad, so their opinions of the situation shouldn't matter. But I think because of my own insecurity about not being a better daughter, people's opinions will continue to bother me until I stop holding on to guilt. And I don't know what it's going to take for me to forgive myself, but I know that I have to make peace eventually. I don't know. This is just where I'm at right now. I don't know if hearing any of this helps anyone, but if you have anything to add, or if you would like to talk about your own experience, then please feel welcome to write about it in the comments section. I always appreciate hearing from other people. It makes me feel like I'm not just speaking out into the internet void. But anyways, I hope that you're doing well, and until next time, take care, and I'm sending lots of love and light your way, as always. Bye.